discuss about what is the SAP HANA, that is going to be the SAP S4 HANA, what is an application here. So today we'll see the architecture. Architecture, the process of architecture is something like, okay, how the SAP S4 HANA architecture look like. We know in the previously, we know how the SAP ERP architecture look like. Okay, so let me share my desktop. Yeah, so if I just want to talk about something about the architecture about the SAP ECC level, when we're talking about the SAP ECC level, it is quite very simple. We see that, oh, sorry. We see that, okay, we have seen several architectures in SAP S4. I mean to say that in SAP ECC. Okay, this is the complete architecture. I'm just putting about here, but the layers will be up to so many layers. But we are talking only about the SAP ECC level architecture, about the 6.1, whatever it may be. The front end always we are using as SAP GUI. There is no other front end we are going to be using. The front end is always we are going to be using as a GUI architect, that is going to be called as a presentation layer. Presentation we are going to be using as a GUI, and the middle layer we are going to be called as the application, which is the kernel level software. The middle layer we are going to be calling it as application, SAP ECC application, SAP ECC, okay, application. Either you can take 6.0 with EHP7 or EHP8, okay, whatever maybe, okay, EHP, sorry, enhancement package, EHP7 or EHP8, whatever the enhancement package you are going to be taking, okay. So from there will be some 0 to 7 or 0 to 8, okay. Like, and we have any databases. We have the concept of database, okay, any database. So this is what exactly commonly everybody knows that. Okay, so this is what exactly, okay, previously we are working with okay, SAP ECC with this is the concept of architecture of SAP ECC. Now in SAP S4 HANA, how this architecture look like? So technically, it is not a driven side from to be very frank, actually. So from the functional point of view, to know about the concepts of what is the architecture level. Okay, so just okay, I have a few diagrams which will give some idea about how the architecture of SAP S4 HANA look like. This is very, very important, actually. So maybe not going to be useful for your certification or something like, but for a knowledge improvement, it is a very good, actually. So I have brought some SAP diagrams, not prepared by my own. So it has been given in the SAP press release when I have been attended something like in the SAP, this, what do you say about the SAP summits or something like SAP, we have a decades, okay. So when we are attending, when I have participated myself as a complete, okay, as a trainer for that complete evaluating of SAP in the new coming environment. So at the time I had collected few documents, actually. So I just want to share them also with you. Now, this is the architecture, how the SAP architecture look like now in the SAP current world, right now in the current environment. You can log on to the SAP as a front end, very, very important. You can log on to the SAP as a front end. This is going to be called as a completely front end. First one, the presentation. This is going to be called as a completely front end. So a customer can be log on to the SAP front end to the application to the laptop, or whether he has a tab, you can also log on to the tab, or if you from the mobile also you can log on to the SAP Fiori. You can see here the diagram which is very clearly explaining to the concept of logging into the SAP Fiori. The front end always will be your Fiori shell. This is what exactly where you can access your Fiori applications for posting the transactions. Some customizations can be done directly in the Fiori for the analytical reporting, for any kind of transactional data. You are using now from today onwards, we are using Fiori as an application now. Fiori as an application where it is the front end, where it is connected to your SAP S4 HANA ABAP stock. This is going to be called as your ABAP middle layer. This is what exactly we call it as a middle layer. Like we have an application here. We have an application called as SAP ECC 6.0 is an application. Now we are going to be calling it the SAP S4 HANA application. This is what a new application we are going to be looking out for right now. Okay, very, very important. So normally this is going to be called as SAP ABAP stack, STACK. Earlier we have a dual stock. SAP AS ABAP, SAP AS Java. Earlier, okay. Most of the application you can see with the dual stock, okay, that is SAP AS ABAP ABAP and we have AS Java also. AS Java also. Now in SAP S4HANA, AS Java is not going to be supported. Means, okay, if your system is on dual stock, earlier if your system is on dual stock with AS ABAP and AS Java, before you do start converting from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA, your system should be on unit stock. Means it is on single stock. It should be on single stock, because SAP S4HANA cannot support the AS Java from today onwards. SAP S4HANA supports only the AS ABAP only. So earlier, if your system is on dual stock, you have to split this dual stock into single stock, very, very important, and then you have to go for the conversion. Otherwise, the conversion from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA cannot be happened. Very, very important. So now only AS ABAP is going to be the unistock system for your SAP S4HANA application. Very, very important. This is AS ABAP only. So if I just logging into the system, see here. Your system should be on Unicode now. From today onwards, your system should be on Unicode. Your system should be completely on the Unicode. Okay, so see here, whether the system is on Unicode system with yes, yes or no. Okay, it has to be specified with yes. Okay, so it is completely based on the schema called as AS ABAP only. Very, very important. You can see here. Okay, this is the concept where you are going to be using the AS ABAP concept. Now, earlier we have a dual stock. A lot of the systems working on the dual stock earlier in the SAP ECC, many systems, okay, 90% of the systems will be on the dual stock. But make sure that, okay, your schema and your Unicode system has to be maintained with AS ABAP only, with only one AS ABAP. No Java can be supported from today onwards. This is very, 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 very important. So here, if I see the architecture, if I see this architecture in my SAP, you can clearly see that it is the SAP S4HANA ABAP system. It is an SAP S4HANA ABAP system. So if I go into this middle layer, okay, so this middle layer is nothing but your application. This middle layer is application. This application is getting connected to your Fiori. This application is getting connected to with your Fiori. So how this application is getting connected to the Fiori? Through the gateway. That gateway is going to be called as OData. OData, very, very important. The gateway is nothing but OData. Through the OData, so there will be some Fiori consultants and UI5 consultants will be working in your company. UI5 consultants, you can call them as a Fiori consultants. Here you can see here. So these UI5 consultants, where we are going to be calling them as a Fiori consultant, so they are the responsible, okay, where they can use the OData connectivity. This is the OData connectivity. See, for example, if I'm transferring, okay, if I'm doing the payments in SAP, I'm doing the vendor payments in SAP, but the file, the whatever the payment I have done, okay, the file will be extracted from the SAP and it will be transferred to your Bank of America server, some other server, okay, through the connectivity between the Bank of America server to your SAP server. So the payments are made directly from the Bank of America, where the file will be received, where the extraction file will be transferred from the SAP to Bank of America server. So they will pick up that file and they will do the payments to the vendors. So in the same way, there is an interface is there earlier, interface between the SAP to Bank of America server. In the same way, we are using the interface between the SAP Fiori. We are using the integration between the interface between the SAP Fiori to your SAP AS ABAP. This is very, very important concept. How the interface is going to be done? The interface is going to be done through the OData. Okay, OData is nothing but your interface connectivity. This is the gateway way for the Fiori to your SAP application. This is very, 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 very important concept. So who will take this OData connectivity? UI5 consultants will be working in your company. So these people are going to be taking into the. So you are not responsible. Just you have to understand the connectivity path between the application to your SAP ECC will be done through the OData. So all the transactionals, whatever the transactions you want, or whatever the analytical reports you are expecting, there will be three types of Fiori apps will be there. Okay, transactional app, analytical apps, and fact sheet apps will be there. There are three types of apps will be provided in the Fiori. Very, very important. So one is going to be called as a transactional app, and the second one is going to be called as the analytical apps, analytical reporting purpose, and the third one we are going to be calling it as the fact sheet apps. Okay, there are three apps will be there. So Whenever I'm just looking out for any kind of analytical reporting system through the Fiori, okay, that is maybe I'm using the laptop or something like I'm using the tab or my desktop, or whether I'm using my phone, iPhone, or whatever maybe the phone which is compatible for the Fiori. So whenever I want to see any kind of report, so directly I can connect to my Fiori. Directly I can install the Fiori application in my mobile. Okay, your UEFI application will help you out to install the Fiori application in your mobile. So wherever you are there in the world, wherever you are there in the world, it is not a compulsory that I should be there near to the server or not exactly. No, wherever you are there in the world, if you have the network connectivity over there, so directly you can click on the Fiori app. Okay, you can log on to the system and you can look your whatever the apps which you want to be, whatever the tiles you want to get access, whether you want to do some postings like vendor payments or something, like whether you want to approve any workflow process, or you are a financial manager, you have to do some approval process, or you want to have some analytical reports for the decision making, what you want, that everything I can do directly by connecting to the Fiori. That will be done through the OData connectivity. So this Fiori will extract the data from where? This Fiori will get the data from, very, very important. This is the common concept we need to understand. So this Fiori will get the data from the SAP. This all the transactional analyticals are going to be provided to the Fiori by connecting to your database. You can see here. So all this, okay, all this transactionals, okay, whatever the analyticals, whatever the enterprise search you are looking, this all the data I will get it from the SAP HANA database. Very, very important. The third one, the last but not the least, we are going to be calling as a database. We are calling it as a database. Very, very important. Now, this database is nothing but your HANA database. HANA database. On the top of your HANA database, we can see there will be one more layer. This layer is going to be called as a CDS views. This layer is nothing but your CDS views. What is the CDS views? CDS is nothing but core data service. We have one class on the core data service. I'll explain what is CDS views. So there are two types of CDS views are there. One is called as ABAP views. Second one is going to be called as HANA views. Okay, HANA views are going to be developed. Okay, so CDS views stands for core data services view. Okay, I'll tell you what is the core data service. Now there is a data modeling is there now. Okay, there is a data modeling is there. Now you can create your own views and you can create a report and you can extract the report. Okay, so that is what. No need to take the help of your technical team from today onwards. No need to write the implicit. Okay, you don't need to write any kind of ABAP programming now from today for any kind of program action. So views are going to be created. So these views you can save in your desktop, in your database. So whenever you want to extract any kind of data, you can use these views and you can see the reporting system from today onwards. I'll show how the views look like. There is a class is there for us, CDS views. So the last layer is going to be called as the database. On the top of your database, there is a one more layer where the layer is going to be called as the CDS views. You can see these are going to be called as the CDS views. So there are three types of CDS views are there. There are three types of CDS views are there. One is going to be called as attribute view. Attribute view. Second one is going to be called as analytical view. Third one is going to be called as a transact. Okay, it is a complete calculation view. We can call it as a attribute view, analytical view, and calculation view. I'll explain all this. I'll explain in the coming classes. Don't worry. Okay. So there are three types of views are there now. Okay. So you can also, if you are technically very little bit of strong, okay, if you're technically little bit of strong, you can also create your own views also now. Okay. So for example, now I want a vendor report. Vendor something like I want a something like, okay, I want to have some what do you say, search of the product, something like I want to search of the product. So you can create one attribute view and you can keep it as a view in your SAP S/4HANA database. Something like modeling, data modeling. Data modeling is nothing but some fields I will extract from one table, some fields I will extract from one table, another fields I will extract from one table, and I'll create a one view and I'll keep it in my database. So that views are going to be called as attribute view. Some views we are going to be creating for the analytical purpose. Some views we are going to be creating for the calculation purpose. I'll show one example how to do this, all these things. So these views are very, very important actually. So these views are now, which is going to be created on the separate layer, which is going to be called as CDS view. Core data service. Core data service. Now, this is the complete architecture you can see here. The complete architecture, compatibility through the gateway to core data service. You can see here, data structure, compatibility provided through the core data service. This is the core data service we are going to be using. Now, whenever I want to extract any reports from the Fiori, whenever I want to extract any reports, like I want to have the fact sheet report or I want to have some analytical report. So when I get logging into the system, when I clicking on the particular Fiori tile, so when I've given the input parameter, I want this particular inputs from this particular report. So that particular logic will go and extract the data directly from your database from today onwards. Okay, directly from the database. So you can get the data from the in-memory. You can get the data from the in-memory from directly connected to the OData to the Fiori. You can see the connectivity path is going to be given like this. You can see the connectivity path. You can see the connectivity path which you're going to be logging to the SAP Fiori application. So this is what exactly the architecture. This is how very important architecture in our SAP ECC compared with your SAP S4 HANA. So just I'll explain you one concept in the Fiori. Now let's see. Okay, just I'm logging. I'm logging into the Fiori now. This is exactly how the Fiori look like. See here. One second, I'm just logging.
So Manish, for this Fury, right? This is for only for analytical or for the posting as well?
No, it is for as I tell the Fiori will be applications are going to be working three different. One is your as you said that is for the analytical reporting purpose, not only for the analytical reporting purpose. Now from today onwards, you can post any kind of transaction directly from the Fiori from today onwards.
Okay. And we can use through mobile and devices as well.
Any device which is going to be supported, any device.
And SAP GUI also support the mobile device?
No. Only Fury we are going to be talking. Actually, see here, there is a one, if you go into this particular website, you'll get some idea about that. 1 second. See. If I go into the SAP Fiori library, okay, it is, you can take demo also, you can have the demo also. If I go into the library, see, this is the welcome screen for the Fiori.
Okay.
This is the completely new enhanced welcome Fiori. Okay, so if I click on that, okay, Fiori, okay, all apps for SAP S4 HANA. In that, if I go to the line of business wise or something like, if I want to go for all the apps which are available right now in SAP S4 HANA 1809 or in the Fiori, okay, these are the Fiori application you can see here. Now from here, I just want to search one of the application. For example, I want to search for something like DPO, okay, daily purchase operations. Okay, see here. So now if I select here, okay, this is the one of the Fiori UI application. Okay, now I don't know whether this is the transactional app or analytical app, or it is going to be called as your what do you say about the fact sheet app? I don't know. Okay, now these are the SAP provided inbuilt Fiori apps. Okay, very important. Standard apps are available. You can also customize your own Fiori app also. You can take the help of your Fiori consultant, UI5 consultant, and you can develop the new Fiori application also. Not to, okay, hey Mahesh, do one thing. I looked at all the Fiori apps. There is no Fiori app which is going to meet my requirement. So can you develop one Fiori application, one Fiori tile, a dashboard I want, just like a dashboard application I want in the Fiori, so that you can develop and give it to me? Yes, 100%. Give me the requirements, I'll develop and I'll give it to you. So customized Fiori applications also going to be developed in your Fiori app. So not to be worried. Okay, now okay, for example, these are the many Fiori tiles which are going to be available now. Now, for example, now I just want to look at this. Now I want to get this Fiori. Okay, very important. Let me what happened this system. Yeah. Now I'm just logging here. Okay, this is a Fiori is nothing but a flower. Fiori is nothing but a flower, please. Okay, okay. I'm just logging into the Fiori. 1 second. 1 second. I just forgotten the password. If my memory is not bad. Yeah. I'm just logging into the Fiori. This is completely Fiori home screen. You are able to see the Fiori home screen. This is the Fiori. These are going to be called as the tiles. You can see these are going to be called as the tiles. Okay. So by default, it is completely going to be called as a role based. Role based. Every user will not get access to all the tiles. Whenever, for example, I am a finance manager in my company. I don't want all the Fiori tiles should be visible to my role. If I take my user ID should contain only these particular role IDs only. It has to be given authorization only for the particular role, so that if I get logging into the system to the Fiori, I should only able to see only the particular Fiori applications or particular Fiori tiles which are applicable only to me. I don't want to see all these Fiori tiles in my role based. Okay, so to my user ID. So it is completely called as a role based. So, hey Mahesh, you are only the finance manager. You are a finance manager now, so no, you're not supposed to do any kind of transaction. So you are only to do the analytical part. So you are only eligible. I mean to say that I'm giving access to your role. Your user ID is getting assigned to certain roles of the Fiori tiles. So only these particular Fiori tiles can be viewed when you get logging into the Fiori application. Not all the tiles will be viewed. So these are going to be called as the tiles. We are going to see these are going to be called as the tiles of the Fiori. So when you get logging into the system, so whichever the Fiori tiles which have been given as a role authorization, only those Fiori tiles can be seen over here for your role, not all the tiles. So who is going to do this activity? Your UFI application consultant. Your Fiori consultant will do all this activity. Tomorrow I'm requesting my Fiori consultant, hey, I gone through all the Fiori applications, but I don't have the access to this particular Fiori app. Can you provide this access to my user ID? And for my user ID, this is my user ID. You have to okay, this is my authorization. So please provide the access to. Whenever I just logging into the system of Fiori, I have to be able to see this app so that I can do some approval for the workflow process. This is very, very important. Then your Fiori consultant will what do you say? Okay, he will access the role. Okay, he will assign the role to your user ID for the particular tile, and he will make the Fiori tile is applicable on your Fiori application like this. So this is completely called as a role base. We can completely called as a role base. Now, I don't know. Okay, now your Fiori consultant is asking you, Mahesh, what you are looking out for? Which app you are looking out for? In the Fiori, there are some thousands of apps are available. Thousands of tiles are available. Which particular app you are looking out for? So that if you give the requirement, I will install it. I will make that particular Fiori tile is going to be given access to your user ID as a role authorization, so that you can access that particular Fiori tile. Which Fiori tile you are looking out for? Even I am a layman. I don't know. I just know the word. I just know the Fiori tile name only. That is something like daily payables outstanding. Daily payables outstanding. Only this particular I know, but I don't know the technical details about this particular Fiori technical for the Fiori app. But your Fiori consultant want the technical details. Your Fiori consultant want the technical details. He doesn't know what is the daily payables outstanding. So what you have to do here is, now everybody has become familiar. I'm talking about general. Just what you have to do, you have to come to the SAP Fiori library. You have to come to the SAP Fiori library, and here, whichever the Fiori app you are looking out for, okay, just select that. Just select that. This is the Fiori app you want. This is the Fiori tile you want to be installed on your Fiori application. You can see you have to. Okay, you should get this. Okay, now I just click on this. Now here you can see that. This is what exactly I'm looking out for. Okay. So this is the application ID. This is what exactly app ID. We can call it as the app ID. This app ID should be provided to your Fiori consultant. Okay. Now your Fiori consultant can understand. Oh, this is the app you're expecting. Okay, should be get authorized to your user ID. This is the app ID. So like this, every Fiori application, every Fiori app will have its ID. Whether it is a transactional app or analytical app, or whether it is database, that is fact sheet app. Every Fiori will have, every Fiori application will have the application type of consent. Okay, so this is the app ID F26HH.
So Mahesh, so is there a kind of role of security as well, or just for Fiori consultant help on this?
No, role access, the person has to play the Fiori consultant will get into the PFCG role, and he will create the role access, and he'll provide the access to you.
So is there any SAP security roles also exist?
Definitely, sir. Without the security roles, we cannot do that. SAP security consultants are going to be giving the role access to. I mean, so they're creating the role and giving it to the Fiori consultant. Without them, there is no.
Mahesh, I have a question. This is this for implementation or just for the reports? What we use the Fiori for?
No. Fiori part, see here. See, the two things I'm explaining here very clearly. So one is mainly the Fiori applications are developed for us to do the day-to-day transactions. Now, earlier we are using the GUI. Earlier we are doing all the transactions from here. Okay, so if we are doing all the transactions from the SAP Easy Access. Okay, after you customize the system, after you configure the system as per the business process to test the system. So what you do some unit testing and integration testing. All the testings you will do. Okay, all the transactions you post from here. This is the GUI. This is the GUI, graphical user interface. Now, all these, 95% of all the transactionals, whenever you're seeing any kind of reports, you will go into the accounting and you will go to the general ledger, you will go to the financial accounting, and you will see the reports from here directly. Now, all these have been moved on to the Fiori now. From today onwards, you can access every transactional directly from the Fiori. So
that my question is that why don't they arrange then according to the transaction code which we are already doing? What is this new thing, and how by if I want one report, say for sales by region, right? So I just go to the Easy Access and find some report from that. Now how will I find in this what report I want? Can I find it by
That is what exactly the training will be provided. That is what exactly I am telling here. That is what exactly. See, for example, now you're telling about now earlier I have for example, I'm doing some outgoing payments earlier. What is the transaction code you are using for the outgoing payments? F-53. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, F-53. Now I don't know what is the now I don't know whether I have to type the F-53 in the Fiori or what should I do this. So something like, so there will be some apps, some of the apps which have been given as a role access to you. You should remember them. It is not just like remembering just like F-53 or F-50. No, F-53, F-54. These are the transaction codes you can access from the GUI, not from the Fiori. So when you come to the Fiori point of view, there will be called as manage. Everything will be getting as a manage. Very, very important. Manage outgoing payments. Manage outgoing payment. This is one of the Fiori app. So now from today onwards, you need to get this. Okay, payments or payments. 1 second. Now you need to remember all these Fiori application tiles. 1 second. Manage. Yeah. Now from today, see here the post outgoing payments. Okay. Clear the outgoing payments. Now manage the manage the general ledger accounting GL documents. So now from today onwards, it is not a compulsory. Okay. So if you want to see, you can see here F-58, F-53. This is the post outgoing payments. F-51, F-58. You can see the transactions here. But when I directly enter into the Fiori. Okay, so here you can see this is going to be called as your Fiori application. But when I install this, when I go and when I ask my Fiori consultant, this is the app which I am looking out for. This is the app which I'm looking out for. So what they will do, they will take the technical ID, the application ID, and they will install in your. They'll put the access to your role ID, and it will be applicable for you. So it is not just like using the F-58 or something like no. Transaction codes will never work in the Fiori. Only one thing is nothing but you had to understand about the names of the Fiori application. Then you have to get habituated to execute those transactions.
And Mahesh, one more question on top of that. So there is no configuration, right? Whatever configuration, if we need to do anything in the system, right? Suppose. So normally we do in GUI, right? So what we do do in Fiori, or we go back to GUI and do the configuration change
No,
Suppose-
configuration changes will not be done in the GUI. That is what exactly I'm explaining. Configuration changes will not be done in the SAP Easy Access. Configuration changes will be done in the SPRO. So these are
Okay.
going to be,
Got it.
these are,
That's fine.
yeah,
So there's still the GUI part is still there. SPRO is still there for configuration.
exactly.
Got it. Thanks.
Exactly. Your all the master data configuration data will be developed from the SAP IMG only. So okay, some part of the configuration, you're bringing this point is very good. So thank you. Some part of the configuration has been moved to the Fury. And the remaining everything, all the configurations you have to do from the SAP Easy Access. From the SAP
So when you say some part, right? What is that some part? I didn't.
For example, now earlier you're creating some house banks. FI12 is the transaction code.
Correct.
Okay. For example, okay, I'll give one example. /n FI12 is your transaction code. Whenever I want to create my bank account, something like house banks, I had to in the SAP ECC, I'm using this is the transaction code FI12. Now, if I want to use the same transaction in my SAP S4HANA, if I'm using here, if I press enter, the system is giving a message to me. What that is telling? Now, this particular house bank configuration has been moved to the SAP Fury, not from your SAP IMG. That is, this configurations you're not supposed to do from SAP IMG. You have to use two apps. One is going to be called as use the manage bank, one of the app, and the second one is use the manage bank account ID app. So you have to ask your Fury application consultant, hey, these are the Fury apps I required.
Oh.
So what I have to do now? Just copy this. Okay, now just copy this, go to the Fury. Okay, now go to the Fury. If this particular app is available or not, just click on this and paste here.
And what happened to the customized transactions or any customization application we have in GUI, right? So
That you can develop by the Fury. That you can develop by the Fury tile. No need to worry, sir, for that one.
Okay, thanks, Sumesh. Got it.
Oh, yeah, that you can develop. Now I'm going to the logon. Now here I can find this is the. If I click on this, but okay, this if I click on the user, okay, you will get the app finder. You can click on this app finder. Which app you are looking out for? So these are the apps which are available now. Okay, now you can see the list of the apps on the right side, on the left side panel. Guys, tomorrow we have a class. All of you, tomorrow we have the session, please.
Okay.
No problem.
At the same time or some other time?
Same time. We'll keep it at the same time. Okay.
Also, Mahesh, one more question. This Fury, you said like F53 payments for the F-53. If I install the app in the mobile, can I execute a transaction from the mobile?
Execute that. Why not, madam? That is what exactly I'm just showing here. Then before that, here, for example, I'll tell you one example. Okay. Now, you are telling about, okay, you're talking about the outgoing payments. No, madam, this is the outgoing payments. Okay, this is the Fury tile I want to be installed in my SAP Fury logon. Okay, now if I click on that, now here only I can check whether it can be applicable for mobiles or it is applicable for the desktop, it is applicable for the tab. How should I know that? If I click on here, now here you can see. Okay, so factor is going to be the desktop like this. Some Fury applications will be there. For example, if I go for F-53, so this is for the desktop. One example.
Okay.
I'll take like DPO, daily payables outstanding. If I select this daily payables outstanding, see, this is applicable for both tab and your desktop.
Awesome. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
So like this, you can find here. Okay, you can find about all the requirements about here. Okay, now you can see here. Okay, now this is the app. Okay, this is the ID for this particular app. Now you have to give this ID to your Fury consultant, and they will make this Fury tile is available for your role access. Very, very important here. No?
Yeah. Now I know from where to look at. Yeah, that's what I want to know. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Now, if I go into the implementation information here, so this is what exactly they're looking out for, whether this app is applicable for which release. Okay. Now, if we go to the implementation information, this app is applicable from the 1709 onwards. Earlier, if you are in the 1610 or 1511, no, this app cannot be installed. Very, very important. This is the information. Hey, Mahesh, I am in 1610. My system has not been upgraded to 1709 or 1809. Still, we are in the 1610. I want this app. No, this app cannot be installed in a 1610 release. Why? Because this is not permitted. I mean to say that this release has not been released. This is the this app has been released only for 1709 and 1809 only. Very, very important. It is not only your confirmation providing to the Fiori. It is also your duty to see whether this app is permittable for this release or not. Lot of things has to be taken into consideration. It is not so easy that, okay, these are the apps which are available so that I can ask my Fiori consultant to get access. You have to first look out for all those things. Okay. Now, I'm selecting 1809. I'm selecting 1809. If I click on the installation, if I see the installation, these are the some of the cards. As I discussed yesterday, I discussed, this is very, very important. As I told you, S4 Core, yes, 103 with the service pack 00. Now, currently we are in the service pack 00 only. 1809 is the service pack 00. Okay, so we are in the service pack 00. So this is applicable for SAP S4HANA Core. That is 103. 103 is for 1800. Sorry, 1809. This is the initial shipment stock we are going to be talking. This is the SAP Fiori for SAP S4 1809 initial shipment of the stock. This is very, very important. So this is what exactly the Fiori considers. This is the backend. Your backend is nothing but, as I discussed with, this is the backend. This is the backend. This is the backend. What is the front end? This is your front end. This is your front end. Okay, now.
Okay, I have one more question. Who is going to decide which app I will be needing? Is my company or me?
Company. You. Okay, for example, you have been working in your company. Okay, for example, you are an accounting clerk. Example, take it as a no. Okay, don't take it as serious. Okay, you are an accounting clerk. For example, in your company, you are doing some day-to-day transactions only related to the customer. You are not given the role for the GLs. You are not been given the role for the payables. You are not given the role for asset accounting. Your duty in your company is nothing but you have to verify the invoices of the customer and you have to make the customer payment receipt. That is only the two things you are going to do in a daily activity in your company. So what is required for you? One is you have to do the payment app. That is what a customer received, incoming customer received, one app is required. Another one, invoice verification, one app is required. That is only two apps which is going to be required for you. Why? Because in the daily activity, you are going to do only these two activities, not other than that. So your manager will approve only for these two apps. So when you log into the Fiori, you will only see these two apps will be executed from your SAP logon app.
So Mahesh, one question for this apps, right? Is there any licensing SAP provide for different apps, or it's include the whole package?
No, it includes everything. It is not licensing.
Okay, perfect.
Mahesh, you are talking from the point of view of users, right?
Yeah.
So
all the configuration we will be doing in SAP IMG, and then here we will be only doing all this user access and security related user access. That's how it is.
No, see what activities
Or any configuration we will also do at this.
that is what I telling. Yeah. There is some little bit of configuration directly you can do on from the Fiori, but not all the configurations. Okay, so if I see from the config, as I told you now, like for example, bank, managed bank, house bank creation is very, very important. If I don't have this house bank's configuration in my SAP, I cannot do any kind of outgoing payments. I cannot do any kind of automatic payments. So if there is no bank assignment, so now in SAP S4HANA, these banks configurations have been moved from the Fiori. So this is one of the configuration you have to do directly from the Fiori, not from the SAP IMG. And remaining all the Fiori applications are available for different purpose, but this is the app which I'm looking out for the configuration purpose. So you're not only doing the configuration, little bit of configuration, but whatever the day-to-day transactions you're posting in your SAP, earlier in your SAP, now you can directly access through the Fiori server. So all the transactions you can work from the Fiori. No need to log into the system of SAP ECC. No need to go into the GUI access of SAP Easy Access. No need to go to the M-53 from today. So wherever you're there in the world, if you have a mobile in your hand, directly log on to your Fiori, go to the outgoing payments, click on the particular Fiori tile. It will give the input file. Just give all the input. Who is the vendor? What is the payment? Which payment? Everything. You give the details and press enter to post the transaction. So it will get posted.
So you have we have the list of configuration. We'll be doing it from Fiori as well.
I'll provide you. I'll provide you.
All right. Okay.
Don't worry. Okay. I'll make sure that it will be available. Okay. Now.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Now, what is the Fiori front-end server now in the current release? The Fiori front-end server is 5.1. This is very, very important. We had to just make it as keep it as a just understanding purpose. Okay. What is the Fiori? Now, this is the Fiori. Okay. Now, what is the release we are working on? The Fiori US application is with 5.1 of currently in the market, which is the latest. And the shipment, you can see just now, you can see the shipment also. Now we are working with SAP Core 103 with the shipment of initial. Now, if I go into the, okay, this is the front end. Front end components are going to be of SAP Fiori. Very, very important. Front end is always will be a SAP Fiori, UEFI application only. And the back end will be a S4 Core. S4 Core is nothing but your application. This is the back end. If I come into the configuration, I told that if I come into the configuration, okay, this is nothing but your components you are using as a UEFI application. The technical name of this app, which I'm looking out for, daily payables outstanding. The technical name of it is nothing but it is going to be called as a DP1, fin_DP1. This is what exactly. So this is the IFC path node, and this is the UEFI component they're going to be using. Through the OData, they are going to be connecting to your SAP Fiori tiles with your Fiori application. There is the OData connectivity will be there. OData, through the OData connectivity. So what is happening through the OData connectivity? It will extract the data. So here you can see that OData connectivity. So here you can see that OData. This is what exactly the OData. So your Fiori tiles are connecting with the OData. So whenever I'm executing, whenever I want to see the reports, whenever you want to execute this particular Fiori app, so this OData connectivity will make sure that it will be get connected to your SAP ABAP as a backend, and it will extract the data from your SAP HANA database. So these all the required things are very, very important from the Fiori consultant point of view. It is not important for your side, but it is just a keeping as a knowledge is very, very important from our side. So this is what exactly the parameters which I had to look out for. That UEFI application, your UEFI application, nothing but your Fiori.
Yeah, Mahesh, I think I didn't make it clear when I asked the first question. My question is, if I'm going to be a HANA consultant, right? I'm going to install some HANA in some company and some Fiori consultant is working. Who decides that what SAP should be there? Should the Fiori consultant he will be sitting at this for the implementation. So he already has a knowledge of what to do in that, or should I tell him?
You should tell him, madam. It is not that he doesn't know anything, madam. You should tell that what are the Fiori tiles which is required for your daily day-to-day transaction purpose. He doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You have to tell. That is the reason I'm explaining all these things. That is the reason I'm asking, go to this particular website, go to this particular SAP Fiori. You'll find all the list of the Fiori over here. And whatever the Fiori you're looking out for, just type it over here. Just type it over here, and it will give the details, and make sure that you have to give this ID to your Fiori application consultant.
Here we can have access here to reach to this place, or you'll be giving us.
No, sir. You can directly. No need to
really?
provide.
Okay.
Yeah, directly you can go into the Google SAP library.
Yeah.
Just get it access. No need to no. It is a general acceptable. Okay, not as a particular like you provide the user ID and password. No.
So again, I will make another thing clear. So this is nothing. This will come in certification questions, right?
No. No. Whenever there is a certification question, I'll clearly tell that this is a certification question.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Mahesh.
There you will collect nearly about 500 questions before you complete the syllabus.
You scare me now.
So I can't give the guarantee that this is the 100% certification question, but if you prepare these 500 questions at least, okay, then I'll give the important questions like 200 questions. If you prepare from the 200 questions, 100% you'll get more than 85% in your certification.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Give them in piecemeal. Don't give it at the end of the course, please.
No.
Hello, Mahesh. In the real implementation project, if I'm a financial user, so I just go to the Fiori to do all my daily work, or sometimes I may log in SAP GUI to do some work?
No. Directly as your day-to-day transaction, you can now you can take the application, you can take the license of the Fiori, and you can work on it. No need to use the GUI for today. No need to use the GUI.
So no need to use SAP GUI. Everything if I'm a financial user, everything I do will done in the Fiori.
Exactly. From the Fiori only directly. See, this is the approved bank payments. Okay, these are the some of the apps you can see related to the banking side. You can see these are the some of the payments which are related to the banking. Okay, now approve the bank payments. Absolute. Okay, approve the bank payments. So these are the some of the Fiori accounts. Just I'm looking out. This is the app finder. I just went into the app finder. These are the apps which are available. You can see the list of all the apps. You can see from here directly. You can see the list of the apps. You can see what are the apps which are going to be from the finance side. What are the apps you want from the general ledger point of view? Okay, these are the joint venture, overhead cost controlling, sales and sales accounting. You can see treasury. These are all the apps which are going to be available in a sequential order, in the alphabetical word. Okay, so which app is going to be required? For example, if I want to add this app, okay, like for example, I want to see all the apps related to this particular. I want to see all the apps related to this particular account receivable, customer outgoing payment, account receivable, that is customer incoming payments. Okay, now if I click on this, it will give the related apps to you. Now you can see here, okay, the receivable incoming payments, post incoming payments, manage down payment request, manage general entries. You will get all the apps which is related to your accounts payable, that is related to the incoming payments. Okay, in this, which app you are looking out for? Hey, Mahesh, I'm looking out for this one. This is the post incoming payments. Okay, now you have to give this requirement. Okay, your Fiori consultant, what they will do now, he will go and he will create a new group. He will go and he will create a new group. He will give the group name. And what he will do, okay, once he has given the group name, he will make this particular, okay, he will make this particular app which is going to be available on your desktop, okay, like this, okay. Now he will make all the parameters, he will make that app is going to be available. Now, whenever you want to execute this app, just double click on it, It will take you into the Fiori, that is in the input screen. But he will check whether the role access has been given to you or not. If the role authorization is not assigned, you cannot have this app on your Fiori application. Very, very important. This is completely based on the role based. It is not just like I want all the apps. No, he will not give all the apps to you. Very, very important. Keep in mind, huh? All of you, please don't expect all the apps should be there in your user ID. Thousands of apps are there.
Okay. So is there any standard role? A reference role, a pre-set up already in Fiori?
Mean to say that you want something like by default, or for example, okay, by default these are the apps which are available so that you can search from there and you can install, or you are looking out for a particular app?
Yeah, for example, there are standard business role like accounts payable.
But that is what I'm telling. This is what exactly. If you go to if you log on to the Fiori application, you just go to the app finder. In this app finder, you will see all the related apps over here. You will find all the apps. So which app you want, just tell to the Fiori consultant. He will make that particular Fiori app is applicable for your role access.
But we need to group them together, right, for a user.
Exactly. Not grouping, madam. See, for example, I'm doing two types of roles in my company. I'm doing the payables and receivables. So all the payables I want to group into one. All the payables related apps I want to group into one. So I can create two groups and I can maintain all the apps into two different groups. Like.
Okay, thank you.
So this is what post incoming payments. Now today, once the SAP implementation has been successfully completed to post the transactions. Okay, initially I will do the testing from the SAP GUI. First of all, I'll do from the GUI. If everything is working fine, then I'll provide the training to your users, something like this is the Fiori app. Now you have to do the postings from here. So do the transactions from here and check whether the your configuration is as per your business process or not. So I will give the access to the Fiori to the consultant. So they will post all the transactions from here from today onwards. Let it get open. Now I'll tell me. Okay, like this.
Mahesh, question for this training. Are we going to have a chance to also go through some business processes in the Fiori, as well as, I know we're going to use the GUI, but are we going to have a chance to to play in Fiori as well?
Definitely, sir. Definitely, I'll take 2 sessions on the Fiori and I'll make some postings over there, and I'll make your hands free for that.
It's just so we're comfortable in case you see it in the future.
Definitely, definitely. I'll give some examples and we'll do some execution of some transactions. Okay.
Okay.
So this is what exactly. Okay. So go to the Fiori. That is very, very important actually. So this is what exactly I told that. Okay. So these are the line of businesses. Once you get log on to the system. Okay. Once you get into the Fiori, once you go into that SAP Fiori library. If you go for 1809 and 1709, okay, now just click on this SAP apps library. You will get into the front end. This is the welcome screen. This is how the analytical, okay, now from this welcome screen, double click on all apps for SAP S4. And very, very important, and this is very, very important to all of us. If I see SAP S4 HANA means, it is the on-premise, definitely. How to differentiate between the on-premise and cloud means, wherever you see the SAP S4 HANA means it is on-premise. If you see the SAP S4 HANA cloud means it is a cloud. It is not on-premise. Very, very important. If SAP has not provided with the cloud, it has provided only the name like SAP S4 HANA means it is on-premise. Very, very important. SAP will completely differentiate between the on-premise and the cloud. If they will give as SAP S4 HANA cloud means this is the cloud. So here, if you see here, this is SAP S4 HANA. This is SAP S4 HANA Fiori Cloud. Very, very important. Here you can differentiate. These are the SAP Fiori S4 HANA on-premise Fiori, not for the cloud. For the cloud, they already given separate. See here, cloud, this is a separate one. These are the SAP S4 HANA on-premise Fiori application, not the cloud one. It is SAP S4 HANA. They're not provided the cloud. It is only SAP S4 HANA means it is the on-premise. I hope I'm making very clear statement between the comparison between the SAP S4 on-premise and the cloud. Anybody has any doubts here?
Mahesh, one question. So for SAP Fiori Cloud is always browser based, right?
Yeah, transaction. Yes, exactly. They both are going to be the same only, sir. I'm not going to differentiate. Both are going to be the same. But if you have a license of SAP S4 HANA cloud, whether it is a private cloud or a public cloud, then you have to go to the SAP S4 HANA Fiori cloud. If you are using SAP on-premise, then I'll go with SAP Fiori with SAP S4 HANA, like that.
Okay.
Okay. See here, it is giving us something like, okay, this is the analytical report. Okay, this is what exactly you can find the analytical reports. Okay, in the bar chart diagram, these are all the analytical reports. You can see the sales figures over here. These are all the analytical reports. Okay, so you can see this is the fact sheet reports. You can see different types of reports. So now you can see, okay, you can see the report in the same way. Okay, commitment and actual analysis. These are the transactional apps. This is what exactly transactional apps. Okay, you can see the transactions. Like this, you can see the different types of apps are going to be available in our SAP S4 HANA. Very, very important. For example, I'll take you one example now. So this is the transactional app. This is not the analytical app. This is the transactional app you're going to be seeing over here. Now in the same transaction, if I go into the GUI, the same transaction, if I go into the GUI, I'll go to the accounts receivable. I'll go to the document entry. I'll go to the outgoing payments. Where is my outgoing payments? Here. Okay. Sir, incoming payments, F-28. If I double click on it, this is my GUI. This is what exactly the GUI. Post incoming payments. The same thing, if I see from the Fiori, this is the post incoming payments. The same you can see if like this. This is the Fiori and this is your GUI. So now directly I can give the company code. I can give my company code. Okay, which company code you want to post, give the company code and give the date and give the document entry date. Like directly, whatever the parameters I'll give. Okay, valid date, I'll give all the valid date, which period you want to post. What is the document type? This is for the customer payment. What is the GL account? Which GL account? Bank GL account. Here you will provide the bank GL account. See here. The same bank GL account, now you can provide here anything, okay? Now you can select which customer, for which account type customer you want to make the payments, everything. Now you can give directly here and you can do the posting from here. This is the Fiori app. Only one screen, which controls everything. When I go into the transactional level, for example, I'll go into the one transaction like, okay, see for example, analytics, okay? If I go into the analytical apps, so these are going to be analytical apps. If I want to see something like, okay, daily sales outstanding from last 12 months, this is analytical app. This is not the transactional app, analytical app. This is completely analytical app. So I can see some analytical reports over. See, this is the analytical app. This is not the transactional app. This is completely an analytical app. You can see here the complete process about that. So I want to see from the customer, top 10 customers. So I can see that, okay, domestic US customer, okay, this is the, okay, the total outstanding is $238. So, okay, days, the 238 days, okay, that is days sales outstanding. So the days sales outstanding is 184 days outstanding is there. If I double click on it, okay, if I double click on it, you can see here 84 days is going to be by which company code. If I click on the company code, I can also see from the company code level also, which are Pankaj Sharma, which company code, Tata Motors. Okay, now I want to see Pankaj Sharma, okay. Okay, now I want to double click on it. Okay, by period I want to see the report for him. This is the complete analytical. This is the days payable outstanding for Pankaj Sharma. So in April 2018, 30 days are pending. Okay, 2006, okay, 59 days are pending. Now already he has done the payment here. Okay, he has completed the payment. Now you cannot see any kind of payments over here. Outstanding month. This is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. You can see the report like this. And I can also show the report in different formats also now. This is a bar diagram. I can also show in the pie chart. I can show in a different. Okay, I can show in the bar. Okay, in the expandable. You can show in the pie chart. I can convert this diagram into pie chart like this.
Can we drill down?
100%, sir. I can go and do the drill downing also because I can have the axis of doing like this. Okay. Now, for example, okay, this is the complete. Okay, by the periodical wise. If I double click on it. How do you want to get, okay, whether you want to see based on that. Okay, so let it be like this. Okay, so I'll just make it clear. Okay, now I'll just make it as a clear as a period. Okay, now I'll go to that. I can go and see the drill rounds of all the payments seen like this. So what are the total debits in the month of Pankaj Sharma? Okay, now this is the Pankaj Sharma. Okay, in the month of 4th, that is in the month of April, the total debits he has done 156. The total debits he has done 151. Okay, the balance which is now there are no credits are available. Okay, you can see the complete balance here. If I double click, still I want to double click on it. Again, I can go and see the data. See here. Once again, it is just appearing. See like this. So this is the customer. Okay, this is the document number. Okay, this is the RV document number, customer billing document. You can see it's what 780 and 70. Totally it is 560. Again, if I select, again it will take me to the, okay, display the customer balance. You can, at what level you want to drill down, you can go and drill down and you can see the reports. Clear, sir?
Yeah, it's based on the posting date it's showing, or it based on,
You can do the setting. It is based on the posting date, sir.
Okay.
Whatever the sort key you have been provided in the customer master record, na? Sort key. Based on the sort key. These all are nothing. These are the.
Thank you. Yeah.
No, nothing. Okay, so these all are going to be called as your what do you say? Standard Fiori apps, which are going to be available. So this is the analytical app. Earlier I shown that a post incoming payment, that is the F-50, that is the transactional app. Like this, we 3 different apps are available: analytical app, fact sheet app, analytical app, fact sheet app, and transactional app. So 3 Fiori apps are going to be available for your location. So this is the complete awareness about the SAP Fiori. So this is the architect. So this is the architect of your SAP S/4HANA. Now from today on, so Fiori is the front end. Fiori is getting connected to your OData. This is the gateway. OData is nothing but your gateway. OData is nothing but your gateway, which is getting connected to your application. And from the application, you're getting the data from where? You're getting the data from the SAP S/4HANA database. That's sorry, SAP HANA 2.0. Now, what is the release of the HANA database release as of now? 2.0. Like we are calling the release of SAP S/4HANA on-premise 1809, 1709. Now the latest one, SAP HANA 2.0 is the database release. Okay, so this is how which is going to be connecting to your data structure. Now, this is coming about the programming model, which is technically which is going to be so one user experience with one programming model. I told that okay, one common data modeling technology. Now from today onwards, we have the data modeling. Okay, so we have the data modeling, one common database technology we are going to be using for the serious views. Okay, this is the technical part. Okay, so this already I explained, you know. This is the completely technical, sir. This is the completely related to the ABAP programming. If you want to see, you can see here. This
Okay,
is the HANA.
okay, Mahesh, I have one question.
Please.
This Fiori consultant is like ABAP consultant. So we are functional.
No. Fiori consultant never be ABAP. ABAP is a programmer. He is a developer. Fiori consultants are UI5 consultant. There is a separate UI5 consultant. ABAPers cannot do this Fiori with the OData connectivity.
Okay. No, what I mean is they are technical persons, right? So we are still functional consult. We have to tell them what we need, right?
Exactly. You're
Okay,
right.
thank you.
You're right. Okay. Now here you can see here, this is the something like very lean process. Okay, here this is the HANA database. On the HANA database through the SQL query, this is the AS ABAP. I told you AS ABAP. See, this is the AS ABAP programming. Earlier we have dual stack, AS ABAP and AS Java. Now there is no AS Java component. Only one single Unicode that is going to be called as AS ABAP. So this is the gateway connecting with the OData. OData is getting connected to where? OData is connecting to your SAP. This is the front end from today onwards. No GUI.
Mahesh, I have a question.
Please.
I'm a little behind. Sorry. We just talk about consultant, UI consultant.
UI5 consultant.
Pardon me?
UI5.
UIFI, right?
No. UI5 like this. Okay, like I'll make
UI5.
5, like a 5. Okay, like a number.
UI5.
Okay, UI5. So what is the role for UI5 consultant?
That is he is going to take care of all the Fiori, madam. He is the consultant working on the Fiori.
That's all?
That's all. He is not going to do any kind of language programming just like an ABAPer.
Okay. Sounds good. I didn't know about that.
He's like a basis consultant.
Exactly. You can tell. Okay, the alternative. He's a sister. He's a brother for basis.
Brother, yeah, it's okay. Family member of basis. Okay.
Okay.
Mahesh, you're going to have classes every Friday going forward, or it's only tomorrow?
Sir, I'm making the Friday also. See, there is a small disturbance which is going to be happen from my side. Actually, I'm the complete practice head for my company. In my company, I'm a complete practice head for FSU practice. Okay, I'm leading I'm the head of leading for 400 consultants in my company. Okay, so next week maybe I will be a little bit traveling to some remote area. I'm just traveling to one of the African country. Maybe there will be some disturbance in the classes next week because I'm just traveling to plant location. Maybe I don't think there will be a network connectivity over there to take the classes. I'll update you by tomorrow. So because of the disturbances, tomorrow I'm taking the class.
Because tomorrow, actually, I don't want to miss your class. As a live class, I can ask questions. That is very, very wonderful. The thing is, tomorrow I've not planned really that you would be taking class.
So do one thing.
But I don't want to. Yeah.
Nothing to be worried, sir. Just go to the recording, sir. No need to worry. Go through the recording. Okay. And there is an option we have been providing in the Xerentech. The consultants who have been missed out one class, I'm going to take a backup class only for that consultant in the next coming days.
Oh, awesome. Okay, thank you.
We have that feasibility in our Xerentech. If you know, Mahesh, I don't want to go with a separate class. I'll go with the recording. But whatever the doubts are there, if you can clarify in the next class, yes, 100%.
Maybe only doubts. Yeah, I don't want to trouble you.
No. It's not a trouble, sir. It is a service. You are given an option to make me a service for you, all of you, please. This is a pleasure from me, my side, not from your side, please. I'm taking a pleasure from my side to serve you all.
Yeah, Thank you.
Hi, Mahesh. I think for ICP S/4HANA implementation, it seems for ICP, financial consultant, ICP Fiori is also very important because we need to test everything in Fiori, right? For example, we complete the configure in ICP FI in the GUI, but user needed to do something in Fiori, right? So that means financial consultant need Fiori to be familiar with Fiori and to complete the testing as well. But after financial configuration, but if Fiori consultant is not ready, we cannot do the testing, right?
No, we cannot do the testing. That I can do directly from the SAP GUI then. Okay, I'll make sure that, okay, until the Fiori consultant is available, I can do the testing from the GUI and make sure that all the transactions are working as per the business process. Then after that, I'll do the same testing in the Fiori after the Fiori consultant has come into the picture.
You mean the exactly same, the testing financial consultant
Everything is same, madam. No, that is what I showed one example. Now. Everything, if you work on with F-28 with the GUI, or if you're working on with the SAP Fiori, both are going to be the same. Automatically, the documents are getting posted to your HANA database only.
Yeah, if anything wrong, that be because of Fiori consultant's job, right? It's not financial job.
Exactly. If you are doing technical, madam, if you are doing your functional testing and if you are doing a man-made mistake from your side, Fiori consultant will not do anything. Okay, because it is your mistake that you are not input any important mandatory field over this. That is the mistake you have done, so that the reports are not going to be executed. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what the Fiori, and the tomorrow's class actually I'm planning to take very important. This is not been in your course curriculum, but I'm going to take these classes. What are the various transition scenarios we are going to see in SAP S/4HANA? Okay, various transition scenarios. If I'm a customer, I want to go with SAP S/4HANA. What transition scenario you are going to be providing to me? I brought many documents for you, all of you. When I've been attending my SAP TechEd in my in my different countries, so I brought many upgradations and many documents to you, all of you. So I want to share all this information with you, all of you. I don't have any man-made. I don't have any PPTs which I have prepared, my dear friends. To be very frank, actually, I don't want to give the false statement to my consultant because of money or giving or something like that. I want to have the realistic, and I want to have the realistic diagrams which has been released from the SAP so that I can explain very clearly to my students. So I don't have any kind of PPTs prepared by Mr. Mahesh. Because if something goes wrong in the PPT, that is the mistake done from Mahesh, not from the consultant. So you are going to be in the wrong way. So I don't want to take that chance. So let it be. I want to take a realistic diagrams and I'll explain very clearly to my students. If you are okay with that.
Hey Mahesh, will you share your PPT in the?
Definitely. All these PPTs which I'm showing on my desktop, everything will be on your blog, so you can download and you can keep on reading.